I'm going to tell you a story about an old Indian legend. The legend has it that there was a mother cub and her two babies that lived in Wisconsin. Well, during this time, there was a great famine that swept through the land. The Indians had trouble finding food, the animals had trouble finding food, and this mother bear and her two baby cubs were scrounging for food and could not find any. They were starving. And since they lived close to the shoreline, the mother cub could see the shores of Michigan from the shores of Wisconsin. And Lake Michigan was in between. And the legend says that because of this great famine, this mother bear just knew that there had to be food and a better life for her and her two cubs across this water, this Lake Michigan. And so one day the mother bear decides she is going to swim with her baby cubs across this great vast water to a better land. So she decides to throw her bears in, and she jumps in after them, and they start swimming toward what they think is a better place. Well, about halfway there, legend has it that one of the cubs became fatigued and drowned. And a short while later, the second cub also became fatigued and drowned. Well, the mother bear had no idea what had happened to her cubs, and she continued to swim until she reached the shores of Michigan. She climbed up on the shore, exhausted from this long swim across this vast water, and she lay down there looking out over the water for her cubs. She kept watch over the water, and she waited, and she waited, and she waited till she was just so exhausted that she fell asleep. Well, the legend has it that the great winds blew, and it blew sand and covered this mother bear. Well, because of this, it was such a big sand dune that you could see the top of this sand dune from miles out on the water, from either direction that you were coming. And so they named this place the Sleeping Bear Dunes. It's a vast sand area along the northern shore of Michigan, and there are two islands that sit out in Lake Michigan called South Manitou and North Manitou Islands. And legend has it that the two islands were from when the baby cubs had drowned. They created these islands because the Indian gods wanted these islands to be there. And this is one of my favorite places to go. When I was a young girl, my family would take vacations every summer. My dad would take 4 weeks off, and we would go on a vacation. We always went camping. We started out when I was real young. We had a tent, and then we progressed into a trailer. But we never stayed in hotel rooms when I was a child. We always camped, and that was always an adventure. And every vacation we ever took would be somewhere that had a legend or some kind of historical value to it. We would go to places like explore the copper mines of northern Michigan, or we would go exploring the Smoky Mountains of Virginia. We always had a great time. We were always together as a family, and they always brought about great memories.